So I decided while I was already getting all of the tops cut off for my strawberry vinegar, and I have one pan of strawberries in the freezer right now, flash freezing, to put up in 2-quart jars, I might go ahead and take some of this that's left and make a small batch of strawberry jam. Now this recipe for strawberry jam is just a small batch, and I'm going to be using 1 cup of sugar, 3 cups of diced up strawberries, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now I also add in a tablespoon of butter once it starts boiling, just to keep the foam down. I went ahead and mixed everything in my pot, and I'm going to put it on the stove, and I'm going to let it come to a boil until all the sugar has disappeared. I have the strawberries in the pot, and I'm going to bring them up to a boil. And I have discovered that this is not only great for hamburger meat, but it's also fantastic for mushing up strawberries. I'm going to put just a small plate in the freezer, and I'm going to leave it in while the jam is cooking. This is how I'll check to see when I think my jam is ready. It's starting to boil, so I went ahead and put in about a tablespoon or 2 of butter. And like I said, this will just help keep the foam down from your jars. Okay, as you see, we have it at a full rolling boil that I cannot stir down. So I'm going to turn the heat down just a little. I want to keep it boiling, but I'm going to turn it down just a little, and I'm going to let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I do want this to reduce down to a little bit thicker syrup, and then I will test a little bit on my frozen plate and see if it is going to sit. Here is my cold plate that I took out of the freezer, and I put just a small amount of the jam on the plate, and as you see, it is not hardly moving at all. So I think I can go ahead and put my jam in the jars, and this only actually took about 6 minutes. So I'm going to let it cook for just another minute and then start putting it in the jars. I have my lids boiling. Alexa, turn off timer. And I've also been cooking it now. It's steamed up my phone for exactly 10 minutes. After it become a rolling boil, then I turned it down on medium and let it cook for about 10 minutes. And I have been stirring it the whole time. I mean, you can walk away a little bit, but try to keep going back and stirring it and make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. Okay, I've taken a wet rag and I have went all around the top and the sides of the jam, and I'm going to put on these hot lids that I just took out of the boiling water, and then I will put on the cap and just tighten that to finger tight. Okay, and here we have 2 jelly jars of fresh strawberry jam. Now at this point, you could water bath it for 10 minutes and it will seal, and you can leave it out of the refrigerator until you're ready to eat it. But since I only made 2 small jars, which is the jelly size, pints are just too big, that just holds too much and we do not eat it fast enough. But since I just made 2 jelly jars, I'm going to go ahead and let this cool completely, and then I'll just store these in the refrigerator. Now if I did make a bigger batch, I would definitely go ahead and water bath can it and leave them on the counter or on my shelves. But for this, I think it will go right in the fridge.